Hi, this is Nick here from Fabs. Now you're going to play against Briar, Zero Pitch or an Earth Variant anytime now in the coming months. And it helps that you know how the interactions work. So playing with or against, you need to know the rules. And later on in the videos, I'll discuss some couple of things that you need to keep in mind and what you're playing against or if you're playing with it. Now, Tails brought complexity to the game, so Ball Lightning and Sting of Sorcery, they have a cute interaction together, and so does Exude and Blizzard. Now, if you play Sting of Sorcery and then Ball Lightning, you as the turn player determine the order of the replacement effects. So it's not like you can use one Arcane Barrier to prevent the Ball Lightning, or the Sting of Sorcery added arcane damage to the Ball Lightning. You actually need to have two Null Rune pieces to stop the damage. Now, if it's a second Sting of Sorcery that has been played and the Ball Lightning, it will do two separate instances of whenever you attack with this, deal one arcane damage, and whenever a lightning or an elemental attack would deal damage, it deals with that much damage plus one. So it's like 2 damage, 2 damage. So that's 4 arcane damage, which you can prevent with Null Rune Hoods, and they are separate sources. And the last one is that you have to block for 3 or else it will do 4 damage. Now, also keep in mind that it's a lightning or elemental action, so Command the Conqueror played after Ball Lightning or Ravenous Rebel does not gain the benefit of the Ball Lightning. It's something to keep in mind. It's easy to misplay this. Just both be aware of it. And timing and priorities. Now, Exude Confidence and Blizzard made for some interesting interactions, and actually it made for an errata. Now I'll walk you through the priority and timing windows from when Exude Confidence is actually attacking and you want to go block it. Now when you play it, or when you play and when this becomes target, trigger effect happens, so this is 4.2, but before you go to the block step, it's 4.3. Turn player Tyler gains priority, and they may play or activate instance or pass priority. So this is also a window where you can play Lightning Press for whatever reason. And this is the time for Perry, the passive player, to play Blizzard if Exude Confidence has go again, and to stop it dead in its track. Now the attack becomes attacking, and it's considered attacking until it leaves the combat chain. And for this reason, you can keep playing that buff for the end of the combat chain if you keep it going. This is also interesting. Get back to that in a bit. Now the errata that was made, it was target attack loses and can gain go again once it's a controller pace, and this was target attacking hero. So you actually needed to have the hero become attacking, or sorry, the attack become attacking, and then you lost this 4.3 window of playing the Blizzard. But this is the case. So if you're getting Exude Confidence and you want as an Ultim player or a Legacy player want to Blizzard that one, 4.3, that's your window. Actually, in these tools that make you defenseless as a Katsu player or a Bravo player to stop the go wide Briar player from going this wide are defense reactions. So as a Briar player, you should be optimizing these effects, right? So Exude Confidence should gain go again, so that's its first attack on the combat chain, so you can make a Katsu player really, how do you say it, regret arsenaling that flick flag and not using it previous turn or whatever. Now, also be aware that it is maintained, the Exude buff is maintained for the entirety of the combat chain. So Plunder on Nimblism will make that Exude Confidence 10, and then the Ravenous Rebel and the Scar for Scar will also have this added line of the Exude Confidence defense reactions cannot be played. And for this reason you can also, if Ravenous Rebel is now the next one, you can, or it's still considered attacking, so you can use this ability of Exude Confidence to buff it up and push it above what the target or parry is using it to block. Now, this is all very interesting. I don't know if these situations come up often, but it's these fringe cases that you will or could lose a game on. So know how the interactions work. I've explained them now to you. Now you know them too. Now for more playing with or against Zero Pitch Briar. The Snapdragon Scalers, keep them, it's just like Storm Striders, keep them around for as long as you possibly can, because these Snapdragons make for your Exude turns to be quite ridiculous, where you can stop all the defense reactions for your opponent. And the same goes for Lightning Press. You have Electrify, Plunder Run. You can force these through using Lightning Press, so be mindful when you use them, and maybe even try to get them going in an Exude combat chain. Although a proper Bravo player will use these crippling crushes, etc., to stop the Exude effect from even happening in the first place. Lightning Press for Electrify, that's an important one. So you have choices. This is I got these tips from Sharif, who actually filled me in on when it was just played at the UK Nationals, and everybody was kind of taken aback by the power of Lightning Briar. We still are. Hopefully the meta can adjust, but I think we have to wait for Everfest. Anyway, you'll have to play a ton of games versus Briar, Lightning Briar. He brought up these points. So block out Plunder Run turns. This was actually brought up by Jimmy, the guy who finished second on our nationals. But I had some. I often have discussion with him about card games, so hence I asked him. Now block out Plunder Run turns, just because these extra cards represent 4 extra damage. Now Snatch, if it has Go again, just because of the on hit again. These extra cards represent extra damage, especially if they draw, even if they draw a blue card in a Snatch has Go again, and it's been played with the, or they can play a non-attack action after, and then pitch the blue card for Rune Chant activation and Rosetta Tune 2. So ideally don't block and pressure twice. This is actually one sentence. These embodiments, the embodiment of Earth tokens, they're just around for one turn, right? So if you can not block and pressure them, and they have to use the defense actions, and they probably arsenal card and maybe do one attack, and you can block that out, or maybe use your armor for that one, and then pressure them back again. Now this is when you can press Briar on the back foot, and they're not blocking for these insane numbers with plunder runs for 6 and such. And be wary of the Snapdragons when they use it, and if they have used it. If you can force them to use it early, can you force them to use early? Or if you notice that they used it early, just for whatever reason, then you've gained a bit more leeway in the rest of the game, so you can you're allowed to make mistakes, because they won't go as wide as they possibly can, because they need to now work harder for their go against. So leaving those Snapdragons is an interesting thing. So now deck building variations, it's Razors and Sigils, the defense reaction, not Sigil Solace, or Sonata. And it's a preference. So Sonata decks, they can go wider just because of the additional draw. So Ravenous Rebel, another go again attack and another red attack is made possible by Sonata. So it's the additional draw for 0 and non-attack action being played that really makes him go even wider. So at some point also be aware that when they have played all 3 Sonatas, you can relax a bit. You have some more leeway. Maybe use the last card not to block out, but maybe to even attack with one of your weapons, or arsenal an attack, or play out an arsenal attack. Although I probably think in control matchups you're arsenaling all your defense reactions. And finally, balls don't block. This is a cute joke. Sorry, Jimmy. Be gracious in defeat and humble in victory. Go start building your version of your favorite hero to match your local meta. So in the Netherlands here right now, most people are picking up Briar just to know how to play with it and are against it. But we're also seeing some more Kano decks rise up in Blitz, and I'm curious to see how that will also evolve in Classic Constructed. Right now, most Oldhim and Bravo players are mostly afraid to hit time, which I understand. So I'm really curious how that will proceed. Maybe with all those replacement effects, we finally reach the moment in time where 5 extra minutes per round is required. I don't know. This is what I do know. These are the interactions that I've been made aware of playing Lightning Briar or against it. So take your advantage with it. That's a really Dutch sentence. See you. Bye.